everybody, and welcome back to the channel for another LEGO build. Today we'll be upgrading the custom apartment complex in terms of the sidewalk and closing in some of the windows, doorways, and then, very excitingly, adding some lights. This is not a light kit. There actually is not one, I believe, for the set, at least not one that I could find. So I'm going to get a bunch of strip lights and individual lights, and we're going to try and make a custom lighting kit out of this. So this will be my very first time just trying to essentially put together my own lighting kit. And at the end, I'll let you know kind of what I used. For now, I just kind of have a random hodgepodge ordered, a bunch of strip lights, some individual little like single piece white lights. But I'm going to try and do as much as I can based off of this kit here that I basically just bought like the starter kit. Just to try and give me some leeway. Got a few expansion boards and a battery pack as well. So I'm going to try and get as much done as I can with what I have, but I'll order just the rest once I'm done. Obviously, I need a lot more for the city, but I didn't want to over-order too much for this project. And then as for the sidewalk, obviously this is wonderful for how it came with the mock. However, I want to change it so it better matches the city itself. So I'm going to be making a lot of changes to there, going through probably 100 times just to see what I like better. So we're going to see. I'm not 100% sure, honestly, the design I'm going to go with yet. Obviously, I'm going to be switching most of these from dark gray to light gray, and a lot of these 1x4s and 1x1x1s and 1x2s, whatever, you know the drill by now, to much more of the 2x2s and 2x4s, especially ones with the stud, to keep the ability to kind of walk around. If you're not familiar, this set is actually a custom mock or alternate build from Rebricked, an amazing, awesome mock and alternate design builder on Rebrickable. This was actually the very first custom project that I built from him. I will be having more coming soon. Unfortunately, one of my things is supposed to be the surf shop going into a tiki bar. However, I ordered it from Amazon, and for some evident reason, they didn't deliver it a couple days ago, and then just won't refund my order or ship it. It's just stuck. Like, I ordered these light kits 2 weeks after the fact, and I got them in a day. So no idea, for just some reason they're just not happy with that Lego set right now. But yeah, so essentially this is an awesome 2-in-1 set piece. I want to do a lot of customization. That's not a lot, but I would like to close in this side. I want to redo the sidewalk. I did add a road plate instead of the actual biker's pass, but you can see there's just some spare windows and some spare doorways that just aren't covered in, as well as the pool room on the side. I want to add some 1x2 by, I believe, 5 columns just in there with the trans blue, and actually enclose everything and make it a lot more fitting. So very excited for this. If you're interested, definitely check out the only thing in the description or my previous video to actually find the instructions to make this awesome set. You will need 2 of the Lego City apartments, which as itself was not the greatest set in the world. It was a little overpriced, but for this it is awesome. So thank you guys so much for joining me for a custom lighting adventure. I'm not 100% sure how this is going to turn out. This is my very first time trying to like customize everything and do this, and hopefully the customization for not only the light kit but the pieces work out pretty well. So thank you again so much for joining me. Check out the rest of the builds on my Lego playlist. I've well over 100 at this point, and the city is very rapidly becoming lit up, so that's very, very exciting, and I'll see you at the end of this build, folks. So here is the final lighting build. Overall, it is definitely not perfect, but considering it is my very first like custom lighting adventure, I'll take it for now. You can see definitely some wires inside. I tried to get it the best I could. It is difficult. Yes, this all comes apart like modular style, but it's just tough getting all the wires through because it is just enough that like 5 to 10 centimeters isn't enough, but then like 15 centimeters is a little too much. So I did the best I could with the wires and stuff that I had. I did have to restock a couple of my light strips because, of course, the one for this piece right up here was cool white and the rest were soft white. So I did have to obviously do that. I've also decided that the city will be pretty much remodeled. This won't be moving just because it is a corner. But everything around it's probably going to be changing, so I'm going to start anchoring them to each other instead of just using the tile anchors as I have been. But I think it looks awesome. The lights definitely work out pretty well for it. Did have the lantern light up over here as well. And then the only custom thing that I've done to this so far in terms of the actual building for this section here, I did get 2 8x16s in lime green, which you actually don't see too much of, but it definitely does work. The main reason I wanted that done is to hide a couple wires, of course, but this was all exposed and it was incredibly bright and it just looked really off in the city. This is already an extremely bright and translucent building, so I did kind of want to work around that the best I could. I found a couple of these for like $2 each, which is not too bad at all. So for now, that's definitely going to be a really nice base for the floor. This is also battery powered. For now, I think this is probably going to be USB powered by my hub station and everything like that, just like the rest of the city. However, for this presentation, I just wanted to use a battery pack like I have been, and it makes it a lot easier. Yes, again, you can see a couple of the wires, but I just want to go over kind of what I did and how I ran everything through. So the trash room down here is the wire room. Everything is pretty much jumbled up underneath here. I'm using a 6-port expansion board. Right underneath here, like literally in this shallow space, is where everything is running. Hence the reason that you got a couple wires up here. But I used this light as my pretty much base. So did this first, encased it to cover in a lot of that glare, went right into the trash board, ran it upstairs, and then I basically just lapped it around. I used a connector cable from this board to this guy over here just to kind of make an easy ground level unit. And since I wasn't going to be lighting up the staircase more than it already is, like there's plenty of light already coming in from the outside, and I don't want to overdo it. Maybe in the future I can add like a little 1x1 light, but it's already really tough to hide wires in a pretty much almost entirely translucent building. Unless I enclose it more in the back one day, I think I'm going to leave it like this for now. Again, these are all soft white in coloration. The bottom floor is pretty much run on its own separate system. Then I run a connector cable into basically just the normal lighting kit styles here. Ran it through the actual staircase. Originally, the staircase was going to be the hub. However, one wire stopped working in my entire setup and I had to completely redo it, and I'm actually glad that I was forced to because it looks a lot nicer. And then I basically just ran wires up from floor to floor. If you're gonna say like run it more through the actual bricks like a normal set, I tried. It makes it really unstable just because there's so many, you know, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, basically 9 modular pieces that if they're not lining up, and yeah, you can Dremel, like use a Dremel tool to probably make it a little bit nicer, but it's tough to do with all these modular pieces. So like this will peel off and the roof will peel off. It's just a little tough to get all the wires perfect. And since I'm going to be redoing my city anyways, I kind of wanted to leave this on the outside, and that way I can just remove this. I actually just Amazoned another USB cable to go into my expansion board, so this battery pack will be gone. I hope tomorrow, if I have time. If not, I'll be working on it probably over the weekend. But I really like it. I think it adds a lot of depth. The convenience store, you can actually see all the little goodies inside of it. I do obviously had to make a couple changes, but nothing too much. I actually left out a piece or two in some of these tiles just to get a little breathing room on the inside. It makes it slightly unstable, but I'm not going to be playing with this, obviously, so that's fine. I do see a couple tile pieces that I've actually dropped inside, and then of course I did go with these like white diamond tile patterns. For the convenience store, we do have the medium Nugent right in front of this lamppost with a couple white triangular tiles in the center. I'm really happy with it so far. I think it looks great, and it adds a lot of depth to it. The only thing I'm debating so far is potentially adding a little light to the grill up top. I think that would be a pretty cool feature, but again, running a really, really long wire up there just because there's no more open spaces, I don't believe, could prove to be really tough. If I could have wired it off of a light, maybe. And maybe that's something I'll do down the road. I obviously do want to add the entire section over here. I saw a couple companies still have this in stock for retail. I might buy a third one of these and just enclose this entire area. I'm not 100% sure yet, but that is going to do it for this update. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Like I said in the beginning, definitely check out Rebricked on Rebrickable. I'll have a link to his sources, his instructions, and the link to this the original building and the actual custom pieces used to do that as well. If you guys are ever curious what pieces I use, what lighting styles I use, definitely just let me know. Shoot me a comment or anything like that, and I'll be happy to talk you through any of the custom pieces that I've used or any of the pieces that were used in a set that I'm looking at doing in the future. I know I had a couple guys comment last time that they were looking at doing this project and that they really liked. It was shown some pun intended here, shown some light on the YouTube. So thank you guys so much. Thank you again to Rebricked for allowing me to show off some of your designs and adding my own custom flyer to this, and I really appreciate it. Check him out. He's an awesome creator, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy building, everybody.